Why is it so hard to stick to healthy habits? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard for us to stick to healthy habits? We set these goals, we make these promises to ourselves, and then life happens, right? Life happens. We get busy, distracted, right? Just plain tired. Some of us just plain tired. And before you know it, all those habits that we have set off the beginning of New Year, all the things that we said we were going to do, right? All the things we said we were going to do, they all fall apart. But here's the truth. Building healthy habits that last, right? It's not about being perfect. Not at all. It's not about being perfect. The word we're looking for is consistent, right? It's about being consistent. That is the key. And that's what I want to talk to you about today in this video. All right. You probably started that new routine. I just told you, most of us, we try to start new routines the beginning of the year. In February, we like, what happened to it? Right? What happened to it? More times than you can count. More times. I'm there. I get it. Only to fall off a week or two, a month later. All right, then you beat yourself up. We beat ourselves up thinking you're just not disciplined enough. Or maybe you feel like life is always getting in the way. Right? That sound familiar? Trust me, I get it. Right? I get that. The real issue isn't you. It's the way you're approaching it. Right? The way we have been approaching it. Most of us try to go too big, too fast. Too big, too fast, or we don't set ourselves up for success. So let's break it down. All right, let's make this process simple, realistic, and most importantly, sustainable. All right, sustainable. So how do we actually build healthy habits that stick? How do we build them? Let me give you 3 powerful strategies. All right, 3 powerful strategies that I promise will transform your approach. All right, and the first one, start small, right? Start small. Start small. Too many of us try to change everything overnight. We've been eating this way for years. We've been spending money like we spend for years. And we try to go all big, like, oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better tomorrow. And then you try to be better tomorrow after you have spent years doing things a certain way. All right, we try to change everything overnight. We want to wake up tomorrow as a whole new person. All right, but that's not how lasting change works. All right, that's not how the lasting change, that change to happen forever. How we become, right? How we become. Like, if you want habits to stick, you got to start small, like really small. Like, think about it like this. Instead of telling yourself, I'm going to work out for an hour every day, right? I'm going to go to the gym an hour every day. Start with 10 minutes. Start with 20 minutes. That's it. Just 10 or 20 minutes. Or maybe it's just drinking 1 extra glass of water, right? 1 extra glass of water. Something you know you can do. It has to be something you know you can do every single day that's not hard to get you in the routine of doing. Right? No matter how busy or tired you are, because here's the truth. Those small steps, they create the big changes over time, right? The little things, they create the biggest changes over time. It's about building consistency, not trying to be perfect, not because you'll never be perfect. We will never be perfect. Every big transformation starts with a small action. So don't underestimate the power of starting where you are. Right? Don't underestimate the power of starting where you are. When you do that, those small wins, they start to build up, right? And next thing you know, you've built a habit that sticks without even thinking about it, right? That's where we want to go, to building habits to the place where we're not even thinking about it. We're just doing it. Nike got it right. Just do it, right? We want to get to that place. It's just happening. And the second one I have for you is create triggers. All right, create triggers. If you want habits to stick, you've got to set yourself up for success. That is most important. Set yourself up to win, right? And that's where the triggers come in. You can't rely on willpower alone, all right? Willpower alone, because let's get real. Some days, right? Some days you're not just going to feel it. I've been talking about this a lot. Some days it's on and off. You're not just going to feel it. But if you attach your habit to something you are already doing every day, all right, it becomes more automatic. Let's say you're trying to get more consistent with working out. Instead of waiting until you feel like it, link it to something you're already doing. Like after you brush your teeth in the morning, right? After you brush your teeth in the morning, do 10 push-ups. Or after you make your coffee, do a quick walk. The trigger is brushing your teeth or making coffee. Things you're doing anyway. And now you're stacking that habit right on top of it. All right, now you start stacking that habit right on top of it. When you connect a new habit to something that's already a part of your routine, you don't even have to think about it, right? You wake up, you probably don't think about, well, maybe some of you, but you probably don't have to think about brushing your teeth, all right? It just becomes a part of the flow. And if you attach that habit to it, boom, all right, we're ready for takeoff. And that's how you make habits stick without fighting against yourself every day. The third one is track your progress. You got to track your progress. All right, if you want to stay motivated, you've got to see the progress. Too many people quit because they don't feel they're moving forward. They don't see anything, but that's because they're not keeping track of the small wins along the way. You can't just rely on feeling motivated every day. You can't. You've got to see those check marks, those things, those daily wins stacking up. So here's what I want you to do. Start tracking your habit. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can use an app, a journal, right? Or like piece of paper, right? Write it down. Every time you show up and do what you said you would, mark it off, all right? Mark it off. Seeing that streak build up. That's powerful. That's what keeps you going on those tough days when you don't feel like doing anything. Progress isn't about the end goal. It's about those small, consistent steps. And when you see your effort adding up, it reminds you, right? It reminds you that you're moving in the right direction, right? Even when it feels slow. When you feel like nothing, when you start too big, you're going to feel that way. You're going to feel like nothing is moving. But if you start small, you'll be able to see that progress, all right? And we'll keep pushing forward. So when you start small, you create those triggers and track your progress. Something powerful happens. You begin to create momentum. All right, momentum that leads to long-term success. This isn't about getting it right 100% of the time. It's about showing up even on those days you don't feel like it. That's how habits transform your life. Over time, the things you thought were hard will start to feel automatic. You'll look back and realize you built the consistency you struggled with, and it all started with those small daily actions. All right. Those small daily actions. Now I've got something to help you stay on track. Yep, I'm here for you. I got something to help you stay on track. My weekly habit tracker. It's simple, it's effective, and it's designed to keep you consistent. With this tracker, right? Like I promise you, with this tracker, you can see your progress. You'll be able to reflect, right? You'll be able to reflect on what's working and celebrate those small wins, right? It's not about perfection. I told you, it's about the progress. You can download it for free. Yep, you can download it for free, and trust me, it's gonna make a huge change in staying committed, all right, to those habits that will change your life. All right, so what you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't just let this be another piece of advice, a piece of content you hear. All right, and forget, right? Take action. Download the habit tracker and pick one small habit to start with. Let's get it. Let's get after it. You got everything you need to build habits that stick. All right, and I'm here for you, cheering you on. And make sure you subscribe. All right, make sure you subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Let's get it. And remember, do it for love. Peace.